Hi, I'm Yaron Brook, president of the Ayn Rand Institute, and this is my first vlog where I answer your questions. And I'm hoping that in the future you submit lots of questions and give me lots of choices. So I'm looking forward to reading all of those questions. Question today: what is capitalism, and why do I say that it's moral? Indeed, that it is the only moral system. So let's start with what is capitalism. Now, I want to start by contrasting to what we have today. What we have today is not capitalism. So empty your mind of all your preconceptions, of all the ideas about what politicians and everybody out there talks about the capitalist system that we have today. What we have today is nothing like capitalism. Capitalism, in my view, Ayn Rand's view, the definition of capitalism really is a system of complete hands-off from the government, a system of private property where the government doesn't own anything, a system where the government doesn't regulate anything, where the government does one thing, and it does that one thing really, really well. It protects individual rights. It protects us from force of the crook, the criminal, the murderer, the rapist, the cheat. It protects us from frauds like Bernie Madoff. And then it arbitrates disputes, and in that sense, it protects contract rights. But other than that, other than running a justice system, running in a sense a police, a military to protect us from force, it leaves us alone. In a sense, that is a separation. Think about it in terms of separation. It's a separation of state from economics. That's what I call capitalism. Many people refer to that as laissez-faire capitalism, and that's why our blog here indeed is called Laissez-Faire. It's hands off, leave us alone. That's what capitalism is. It means leaving businessmen and consumers and employees and suppliers and everybody in the economy alone, as long as they don't commit fraud or force, to make decisions, to voluntarily decide what they should produce, what they should buy, what the price should be, what the terms of the contract should be. Government has no role in any of those. Now think about today's economy. Today's economy where the government regulates almost everything, every aspect. In banking, it regulates every aspect of a bank's activities. And indeed, it monopolizes the one product that a bank historically produced, money, through the Federal Reserve. Today, where the government redistributes massive quantities of wealth. Today, where even the legal system doesn't fully protect contract rights. Clearly, what we have today, what we had before the financial crisis, what we've had for the last 100 years is not capitalism. And really, if you take the full definition of capitalism, if you really understand what it means in terms of freedom and government's role, we've really never had capitalism. And I encourage you to read a book that's titled, and it's not accidentally titled, Capitalism, the Unknown Ideal. And it's unknown because it's never been fully practiced. That's what we are about. We're about that unknown ideal, striving towards it, understanding what it means, understanding the historical context for it, and why it's morally and practically justified. Now, I also believe that capitalism works. That is, when you leave markets alone, it works. Now, some of you might say, but wait a minute, Yaron, it's never been tried. So how do you know it works? Because every time we've moved towards it, every time we've gotten close, individual freedom increases, individual productivity increases, individual standard of living increases at rates far higher than in any other system. And that's been pretty much established both geographically, across time. The more freedom you have, the closer we get to capitalism, the better off we are economically. And indeed, I believe, and I've lectured on this extensively, that the real barrier to us adopting a more capitalist society is not its practicality. It's really its morality. But why is capitalism wrong? Because capitalism is a system that leaves the individual free. It leaves each one of you, each one of us, to pursue our own life, to make decisions based on what we believe will lead to the achievement of our values, will lead to the achievement of our happiness. It is a system based on the idea that each individual owns his own life. that your life is yours to live as you please, rationally to pursue your values, rationally to try to attain your own happiness. But if you are irrational, if you commit mistakes of knowledge, it's still your life. You suffer the consequences. You have to deal with it. Hopefully, you learn from it and do better in the future. But it's your life. It's my life. It's every individual's life. Capitalism is the only system, the only political system that leaves individuals free to pursue their life, to pursue their liberty, and to pursue their happiness. And that's what makes it moral. Capitalism excludes the one thing that can stop us from pursuing our happiness, stop us from acting rationally and thinking appropriately about what the right values and what the right actions should be. And that is force. Capitalism excludes force from human interaction. That's the role of government. That's the one role of government under capitalism, is take force out of the equation and leave us free. So the non-initiation of force is a principle under capitalism. You're not allowed to initiate force against your neighbor. If you do, government steps in and withdraws you from society. So capitalism is moral because it's the only system that allows individuals to thrive, to pursue their happiness, to be successful. And it's no accident as a consequence. It is the system that leads to innovation. People are free to think outside of the box, to think rationally, to pursue reason, to pursue their values, to create things that never existed before without some government bureaucrat telling them this is possible and this is impossible and don't go there or don't do that. They can experiment, they can do, they can create, they can innovate. So it's no accident that it's the system of innovation, that it's the system of a rising standard of living, that it's a system of prosperity and wealth creation, because those are all features of free men. They're all features of men that are pursuing their own happiness. Steve Jobs, when he created the iPhone, when he created the iPad, when he created all the wonderful products that Apple, was pursuing his happiness. He was pursuing his wealth. He was pursuing the kind of products that he envisioned for himself. When you went out and bought those products, those of you who bought them, I certainly did, I was going out to pursue my own happiness in the sense of buying something that would make my life better. Capitalism is a system in which all of us voluntarily are allowed or left free to pursue our happiness. Capitalism works, it's moral, and we don't have it today, and we have a lot of work to do before we get to the point where we can reestablish capitalism. That's what we all are going to be trying to communicate over the next years, and hopefully you can join us in the battle for real capitalism. Thank you.